Okay, you want the update for the Cowboys?
Yes,
Please.
So if you're on this show for the first time ever, I just emailed the Dallas Cowboys website. That was it. I emailed the first person I emailed. I got a bounce back. This person doesn't work there anymore. Like, that's how non-connected we are and we were. And also, if you can go, well, you talk to famous people all the time on your radio show. Not sports people. They don't even know who I am. Like, no clue. And so I got a bounce back. Hey, Charles doesn't work here anymore. You can contact his predecessor. So I did. Called, hey, I don't want to do any interviews. Okay, cool. Well, if you ever want to, here's what's up. Here's who I am, what I do for a living. Oh, okay. Well, we're interested. We didn't know that. It looks like this is a serious thing. Because it is. I'm not trying to gotcha them. I really wasn't. This wasn't about that at all. It isn't about that. I think it would just be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're like, we'll talk to Mr. Jones. And it got delayed for a while because I don't know how often they talk to Mr. Jones. And so finally it was like, hey, he's interested. How will this be recorded? And then they hit me back again. They're like, hey, what if we didn't record it? What if you came to Dallas for a home game? Well, what sucked was that I looked at the schedule and I literally only had one date. And we went through it on the morning show. Everybody's like, why do you only have one date? Well, I have contractual commitments the other times. It's hard for me to I can't. I have a show in Vegas one night. I have a show here.
Yeah, I thought it was like hair appointments.
I have
or something.
Thanksgiving. It's stuff where I get sued if it doesn't work out. And so I only sent one date back to them, which I thought might be an issue because I'm like, hey, I appreciate this very generous offer. Here's the one instance I can do it. Not a cool thing to say back. And I understood it too. I was like, if you guys can't do it, I get it. So last night, like 11:30 or so, opened my email.
It's late.
We were working late. Dog was injured.
Yeah.
The whole thing. They had sent it way earlier in the day. But it had been like 5 days. So from Tad Carper, who is the Senior Vice President Communications, and I had said, hey, can I go December 11th? That's the one date I have. And I think I might have said, too, we can do it next year if it doesn't work. Just trying not to be so it's my way or the highway.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so Ted Carper wrote me last night. Bobby, let's go ahead and schedule December 11th for this.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, hey, here's who's coming. It's me, my executive producer and audio guy, Mike, my video guy, and my wife. And I sent pictures of all of you guys in your Instagram page just like fact check you and background check you or whatever checks they do. STD check, I don't know.
Okay, we're good.
So he knows what the plan was for me. I wanted to be very upfront that I wasn't showing up with 12, but I had a small crew that I have to bring with me. Mostly because you're Cowboy fans. I mean, I could probably just walk up to my phone and record it if I'm being honest.
No, you can't.
Yeah, right.
It's not possible.
Right, you're right. I really couldn't because we want to do video. We want to do it right and be able to put it on all these channels. So Bob, let's go ahead and schedule December 11th for this.
Oh my gosh.
Well, then they have an ask.
That's amazing.
Well, no, they have an ask,
No, I know.
which makes it a little harder here. Would it be possible for you to all arrive Saturday night so we can get started early Sunday morning, including riding to the game with Jerry in his helicopter?
Oh my
Oh
God.
my
Oh
God.
my goodness. Are you kidding me?
Are you
Are
serious?
you kidding me?
Hold on.
Are you making any of this up?
Eddie might just
Oh
die.
my gosh, this is
Eddie.
crazy.
Okay.
Oh my.
All right. Keep reading, Bones. Keep reading.
I'm just going to start over uninterrupted.
Sorry.
Bobby, let's go ahead and schedule in December 11th for this. Would it be possible for you all to arrive on Saturday night so we can get started early Sunday morning, including riding to the game with Jerry in his helicopter and taping at the stadium pregame, then enjoy the game from his suite?
Holy shit. Honestly, dude, this is crazy.
Eddie might cry.
This is crazy.
He's gonna cry.
I was about to curse really bad.
Uh-huh.
This is nuts.
I agree. I just sent an email to the team.
That's insane.
What else?
Well, there's nothing else.
Are there drinks? Drinks included?
What? I'm sure. Yeah, there will be in the
Oh my
suite.
God,
It's the
this is
owner's
amazing.
suite.
Yeah.
Dude, we're gonna be hanging. We're gonna be on TV when they show Jerry and Steven, it's gonna be us right next to him.
I'll be cleaning his glasses.
Well, that's not Steven doing it this time. That's Bobby Bones.
What's great, too, because after I read it the first time, I was like, that's really generous of them to offer. And that's super cool. And I thought, does everybody get to ride in the helicopter?
Yeah.
That's literally what I thought. Like, how big is the helicopter?
Oh yeah, it's big. I saw it on Hard Knocks. It's big.
Oh, it is.
Oh yeah.
Well,
and
but then
he lands it on a star.
Really?
Yeah, not the middle star, not the 50-yard line, but like its own star.
I wonder if I can ask for that.
Yeah, right?
Here's what I read, though, that's gave me some clarity about the situation. Again, he says, let's go ahead and sketch. I felt like when I was dating and I'd be reading girls. Oh, what did she mean? I'd be like reading into texts. And he says, would it be possible for you all to arrive Saturday night so we can get started early Sunday morning?
This is crazy, dude.
I feel like that's all.
Oh, he said all.
Like all, like not just arriving, but all
Yeah.
in the helicopter.
All of us.
And I replied back. I said, hey, that sounds awesome. I said, and a warm helicopter ride would be great because picture me in the last one. It's me hanging off of Bear Grylls.
You did?
Yeah, I sent that back.
Love it.
That's funny,
Love
man.
it. That's good.
I was like, great. I said, I will reach out the week before and we'll make sure we're all on the same page. And thank you very much.
Oh,
And
my.
super cool.
Man.
Let's go to the two Cowboys fans who, right now, this is still happening. Mike D, what do you think?
I would say this is a dream come true, but this is something I could never possibly have dreamed of. Being a Cowboys fan since I was a kid, like I couldn't even afford to go to a game, but to go to a game like this is insane.
Eddie?
That's a great way to put it, Mike. I would never expect anything like this, dude. I mean, I'm thinking, what do I wear?
I thought the same thing.
Like, what am I gonna wear? Like, I would normally wear a jersey. I can't wear a jersey.
Why
on-
not?
I mean, hey, Jerry's not wearing a jersey, dude. He's wearing a
but Jerry's
suit and
the
tie.
owner. But you don't think Jerry loves passionate people
Yeah.
about what Jerry?
Yeah, but
creates?
see, this
Yeah.
is tricky though, because we're there to work. Do I show up in my cowboy hat
I think you
with a
show up
jersey
in
and-
whatever you love because you love the Cowboys.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing, dude.
I don't think he thinks you're coming in as some outside crew I brought in for the special occasion. I did say they're massive Cowboys fans.
Have I ever told you I love you?
You know, I don't know, probably, but I don't know.
I
that-
love you, dude.
Thank
I
you.
love you, man.
Not like this.
I really love you.
Usually we're naked.
this is unbelievable.
Oh, my
So
God.
we have this great expectation. It's going to be fun. My natural reaction is I don't want to get too excited because it may not happen, right? Because just in general life,
I'm past that. If it doesn't happen, I'm heartbroken. Like it's it.
well, don't put that pressure on me because
I'm just saying the way you do it is different the way I do it. I pictured myself in the helicopter already.
I picture myself getting COVID the day before.
Oh, no. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
See, that's why we're different.
Or it's everything that can go wrong. Like that's just my natural. So we are as of now going on that day,
Dude.
and
Yes.
they've invited us to go with Jerry Jones in the helicopter and go record it before the game, watch the game in the suite. Da da da.
Oh my god.
That's insane. That's so cool.
But thanks for being excited for them.
That's so cool.
I'm excited for
Yeah.
you guys too.
Yeah.
It's cool for me because I'd like to do the interview.
I said we get the interview.
Yeah, that to me, I like to sit and talk with them. I've met them a couple times, but to actually when you meet somebody with the purpose of interviewing them, you get to go to a lot of places you don't get to go in a normal social setting.
Yeah.
But when you talk to them, and I got a lot of questions about not even so much about the Cowboys this year, but just general where he comes from, why he thinks this way, why he strategically takes certain risks. Like I'm a fan.
It's amazing.
So there you go.
What am I going to talk to him about in the helicopter?
I don't know that the headset will go from yours to his ear.
Probably not.
Maybe.
I don't get one of those.
I don't know, Eddie.
He's all yelling.
I didn't ask that.
Jerry.
All right, let's do a quick update real quick on the coaches you guys have booked. I was
yeah.
looking at the schedule. I don't see anybody here. Okay. I saw Kevin right.
No. So last week we left it at I didn't get another one drawn.
That's true, but we
Yes.
also had the ability to book any coach.
Right. I did. Okay. So yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to do a little update. We can draw here in a second, but I'm
Yeah.
going to give you a little update on something for me too. Okay, Eddie, update on who you have or who don't have or what you did or
I
didn't do.
found out who I have. I have Brian Harsin, Auburn head coach, and I've got a contact. I reached out. I did my little template email, sent it out. I have not heard anything yet. I only sent it out yesterday though. So this big game coming up this weekend. I'm sure maybe on Monday I'll hear something back.
You're sure on Monday. I like it.
I would think I'd hear something back.
They
Because my
prob-
email's similar to yours, where it's just like, you may know me from Bobby Bones Show, Syndicated, Raging Idiots, and then I put pictures of our albums on there. Children's
That's
record,
how you do it?
children's records, comedy records. Yeah, number one.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
tell you how to do your pitch, but that's an interesting approach.
You don't think that's gonna work?
You know, I like it.
Okay,
Maybe it works.
I mean, I figure that's how you got Jerry. That's how I'm gonna get this guy.
yeah.
Maybe it's because Auburn season's a joke right now. Maybe is that what
No, I don't think I've seen him do a couple interviews. I saw him
Oh,
do
you
one
have?
with 24/7. Yeah,
Oh, that's
he said
great.
with Brandon Marcello who came on our show.
That's perfect then.
So I don't know that would be the approach. What I would do, can't do that. I can't tell you, right? Mike, you
Yeah,
can't tell him?
no. He can give advice.
No, Bobby
No.
can't.
No.
I
No,
can't. Never mind.
no.
All right.
Okay.
Can't wait to hear Monday.
All right,
Mike,
I still have my initial coach, Coach Wilcox from Cal. they're coming off a loss, coming off a bye week, so I'm waiting until they win
Boom.
to hit them back
Follow
again.
back up. I like that strategy. Kevin?
So we didn't reach out last week, but I reached out to Boise State's Alex Avila because I have a couple players that I used to coach in high school there. I have 3 players that are there right now.
What do you
Wait,
what? You
yeah.
say?
Wait,
So-
you're burying the headline.
You
So
coached in
I
high school?
high school?
So I coached high school football in California before I moved out here.
Let's come back to that in a minute, but go
Yeah.
ahead with your coach story.
Okay, so I reached out to their communications guy, sent them an email, same thing I've been, Bobby Bones, blah, blah, blah. And then that was on Monday, I believe, and I haven't heard anything back, but I also did reach out to one of the players and told him, hey, this is your communications guy, talk to him, see if you can get something. Even he said it's kind of impossible to get the coach during the season,
I heard kind of.
but
Yeah, kind of.
but there's a chance. So I'm waiting to hear back.
There's a chance. Hold out hope, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Wilson Phillips said it best.
Mm-hmm.
Hold out for one more day.
Never gonna say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Today. Yeah. Adam?
I'm working an end around, so they gave me the same thing where they say we can't do it during the season.
Who?
I gotta remember the guy's name. He sent me an email. But I have a friend.
You're
No, what
Tennessee,
coach are
though,
you
Who's
with?
your coach?
Oh, Josh Heupel at
Oh,
Tennessee.
got it. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Tennessee gets that big win. This
Yeah, he
week,
may
maybe.
scream from the rooftops.
Yeah,
One
might,
of those
might want to
hours,
talk to
yeah.
anybody. So, I'm kind of working an end around the communications guy who has a friend in the athletic
Yeah, it's
department.
always about getting to the guy who knows the guy
Yep.
way more than getting to the guy because you'll never get to the guy.
No.
Like there are people that want to get stuff to me all the time, and I'm not the guy, but I'm a guy, but that's not the key. The key is to get Mike D to trust you, and to think it's good. Then he'll be
That's
like, "Hey, have
right.
you heard this?"
So you don't think Adam should talk about the songs he's written?
It could. I don't think that lends a lot of credence to why he wants them.
But what if they're fans of like Dan and Shay?
Well,
Could be.
if he wanted to come on and trick him, be like, "Hey, we're gonna talk about your favorite music of all time. Would you like to come to a music?" And then we get him on and we
That's
ask him why he's
possible.
running the 4.3 this week instead of a. I think that's hit him
Yeah.
with the old rope a dope. That's good though. Hold on tight, guys. You never know. I did send Vol Football a message on Instagram. I don't know why they popped up in when you hit the hourglass. It's something from Tennessee football.
Mhm.
I think because I live in Tennessee, they think I'm a Vols fan because I
Oh.
look at a lot of college football stuff. So I just hit message on there. I said, "Yo," I sent a random message to the random football account right here. I said, "Yo, Bobby Bones here. Would whomever's running this account have Coach Heupel hit me up? Here's my email. Thanks."
Dude, that's baller. Have you gotten a response?
No.
Oh,
So-
well, it's not baller then.
So do you win your own $500 if you get Coach Heupel on?
Mostly it was just to see if somebody would.
Nothing, huh?
Yeah, no, nothing. Who knows who's an intern, a student,
Or maybe they're working on it.
or maybe they don't check all the DMs either. I see maybe 5% of mine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send right now. Just checking in. That's all. Talking to the wind.
like- Yeah.
Nobody's ready.
I like that random DM though.
Yeah, I mean
start
that's what I
doing
did with
that.
the email to the Cowboys.
It's crazy.
Hey,
dude.
can I see the hat, Kevin? And I'll
Yeah.
draw. Who needs a new coach?
Not me, not yet.
Only
I'm the
Kevin?
only one,
Not
yeah.
yet.
Okay.
Or we can sit on the Boise guy. It doesn't matter to me.
Well, you get the Boise guy for free, but give me another one.
Okay,
Yeah, because the Boise guy's somebody you're tracking down,
Yeah.
and you can get a free point. One free point to get you out of the negatives. If you can get any college coach that is not, they have to be FBS, FCS.
Yeah, gotcha.
It could be Temple.
Gotcha.
It
Not,
can,
not incarnate word.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Here you go. It's a tough one.
Another one. Really?
You have a shot though, because this guy does a decent amount of press, and he's trying to get his name out about the program, and they're on a good little uptick.
Okay. Who we got?
It's a man by the name of Shane Beamer from South Carolina.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
I think you have an okay shot.
It's definitely my best shot so far.
Yeah. Okay, so that's all there. Cowboys good, coach is good.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I'm asleep the other night, and I sleep listening to podcasts. I used to watch TV, and it was difficult for our marriage because my wife never watched TV when she fell asleep, and I would sleep with the TV on. Most of that's rooted when I was a kid. I never had a bedroom. The TV in the living room just stayed on all the time, so I only feel comfortable going to sleep with the TV on. So, Kevin, you'll learn about this later. You have to compromise in a marriage. I've only just learned it, and so I said, okay, I won't sleep with the TV on, so I'll sleep with the podcast on, and I listened to Bill Simmons. I listen to Ryan Russillo. That's about it because they usually cover the 5 nights. Simmons does 3. Russillo does 3. I never get all the way through them because I fall asleep at some point. The end. I really enjoy both of them. So I have on the Bill Simmons podcast, and it's like 1 in the morning. My wife goes, "They're yelling at you on the podcast." And I'm like, "Whoa, are you okay? What's going on here?" She goes, "They're yelling at you on the podcast." I'm like, "No, Bill said." I thought maybe it had started the show podcast, or maybe she was thinking she was listening to the show in her dreams. So I'm like, no, that's not. I'm listening to Bill Simmons. And she goes, rewind the podcast. And I'm like, fine. Rewound it. Hit it.
The basic proposition is that every team in the league, you can select their total wins or total losses. Every time a team wins, that's a skin. If you've selected that team's wins, every time a team loses, if you've chosen losses, that's a skin. And at the end of the year, you add them all up. Now, we stole this from country music superstar Matt Stell, who invited
friend of Verno,
friend of Chris
Matt
Vernon,
Stell.
friend of Matt Stell. Isn't that what I said?
Yeah. No.
Matt Stell.
Yeah.
Great.
Friend of Chris Vernon.
And me. I hosted him to play golf. Lovely fellow.
Yep.
Single, top of the world, Matt Stell, living the best life.
He's
friends with a lot of heavy hitters too. Bobby Bones, who's a radio guy. I didn't know him, but he's in this league. Do you know Bobby Bones?
You know what? He out of nowhere hit me up and said I do a good job. Man, yeah, it was
Bobby
really nice.
Bones.
Priscilla
There we
loves
go.
nothing more than unsolicited praise as a way to his heart.
Right, because Boston guys don't like other people getting praise.
They're freaking talking about me on this podcast. I
That
listened
your
to.
wife was right.
That's so cool.
I was like,
That's
why are
awesome.
I thought she was going bananas. And so, yeah, but that's the league I talk about where we buy teams.
Yeah.
And you win. I mean, that's what that is.
That's the Cowboys one?
Yeah, and I didn't know that House, who I listened to, Joe House, on with Bill Simmons, he comes on once a week, was part of our league. I had no idea.
Oh, he's in it.
Yeah.
That's
so,
funny.
because I think Scott Chandler, who's played for the Bills, is in our league. There's a former there's like 6 of us, but some of the guys have gotten with somebody else, and they do, because it gets to be a bit expensive sometimes if you're losing. And so I don't really know, because Matt Still and I are good friends, the singer, and he's like, you want to get in this league? I'm like, of course. Are we gambling? And he's like, yeah. I said, I need reasons to get involved so I can watch all the games. Honestly, it's not so much about the money part, but if I'm playing fantasy, I'm watching stupid games I'd never watch, and it helps with the show, helps in general. And I said, yeah, I'll do it. I'll get in. So, and I was like, I also want to buy the Cowboys so I could be better friends with Mike and Eddie and
That's right.
do that.
That's brought us real close.
Go on a helicopter.
Yeah, you have it in boys. So on that podcast, they're yelling that crap out. And so I didn't know Joe, who I listened to. So I get on the text thread. We all have the scans. I don't know any of the numbers except Matt Still. All of them are numbers. And I get on there and I go, is House in this group? And he goes, who wants to know? Just being funny because we don't know who each other is. Some of us don't. And so I messaged him. I was like, hey, dude, Bobby Bones, I'm a big fan. And he was like, holy crap. Blah, blah, blah. The end.
That's hilarious.
That's really cool.
Funny, huh? But I thought she was crazy. I was like, yeah, baby, you're out of your mind.
You know what I heard in that clip? Pearl Jam. And I'm like thinking,
That's the opening song every Bill
Yeah.
Simmons
why
show.
do we have to have the generic version of Simple Dude?
I don't know if he pays for that, but it's a whole thing. He goes, all right, let's go to start the show. And then it plays down.
It's legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Corduroy.
But that's the Bill Simmons podcast. I'm a huge fan. I don't know how we have to credit them,
That's big time.
but I listen
I
all
think
the
he just
time.
did.
Yeah. Big fan. And so then he hits me and he goes, Joe, we're talking. And I wasn't a little fanboy. I just really like what he does. And we talked a little bit, and he remembered us when we were drafting because I was hitting on my golf simulator while we were all drafting on the computer because I had the screen up on the sim, the front of the sim.
Yeah.
And he was like, because he does a golf podcast, he's a big golf guy. And he goes, bro, if I'm ever in Nashville, I want to come hit your simulator. I was like, come by whenever. Then he hits me this morning. He goes, how do we go through this whole wonderful intro connection and you leave out that Tyler Parker is your brother-in-law? Now, Tyler Parker writes for The Ringer. Tyler Parker is on Bill Simmons' podcast a lot. He's written a bunch of books. So he was like, he's seriously one of the very, very best. And I was like, yeah, Tyler's my brother-in-law. I said, how about this other guy, Jason Gallagher? I know that. And so we have all these mutual friends that work in sports.
That's crazy.
And Jason is one of the big producers and partners in The Old Man and the Tree, Reddick's podcast. He travels with them. That's like his guy. They developed that thing together. So these are all my friends who do these shows and brother-in-law. So apparently we're all cousins
You
somehow.
guys are intertwined.
No, who knew? The end.
That's cool.
Dude, I just picture young you, like just young you in Mountain Pine, Arkansas, loving sports, whatever, and like look what you. It's crazy your life, how you know all these people in weird ways, and they're just like, dude, you know this person? Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
that
but I'm
person.
related to one of them. Like as a
It
brother-in-law, I
doesn't
have nothing
matter,
to do
though.
with being cool.
That's next level.
And that's his best friend is Jason, who I married into the family.
Doesn't matter. However, you got connected. It's just crazy that everyone.
But it's
just,
not connected by anything I've done except, well, I got successful and got a hot, cool wife. I mean, I guess maybe that's
Well,
it.
yes, and then they know you're Bobby Bones too.
Who?
Well, you listen to that podcast, they're like, oh, you know Bobby
Well,
Bones,
Bill Simmons like, I don't know who that is. But most people don't know who that is.
right? But now he does.
But yeah, and I
That's
actually,
badass,
I
dude.
listened to Rosillo, and Jason and Ryan are friends. And I hit Jason up. I was like, hey, is Ryan a good dude? Because I listened to him a lot. He's like, yeah, he's a great guy. I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to send him a message because I think how he's transitioned and pivoted is awesome. So I just sent him a DM randomly. I was like, hey, dude, I listen to the show all the time. Like, great job. Love the brand now. And we talked a little bit, and that was it. Never thinking it would come up 3 months later in a podcast. But I just randomly, I like to tell people when they're doing a good job, hey, you're doing a really good job. And it could have come off as creepy because I straight DM'd him.
He's the best.
Yeah, and I was just
He's
like,
awesome.
I was like, man, you do a great job. Hey, just want to say, I would eat your body here. I said that.
You did?
No.